In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate and equally important groups: the police, who investigate crime, and the district attorneys, who prosecute the offenders.
These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's assault. That's assault. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Stop that chair here. You cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. That's assault. Stop that chair. Stop that chair. Stop that chair. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. That's assault. That's assault. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will tell you exactly what happened. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will be. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's assault. Stop that chair. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Stop that. That's assault. Stop that chair here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will be assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Stop that chair here. You cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. That's assault. Stop that chair. Stop that chair. These people are. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Stop that chair here. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 That's assault.
Good morning, everyone. You know, we have to start out this morning with a little bit of total self-defense. For anybody who forgot, this is how you keep from becoming fragile and weak.
Self-defense means meeting violence with violence.
Wake up, Laura. Time to meet violence with violence.
I'll just bring Paul over here. We have the Adam's apple. The hand makes a circle and chops into that brainstem. That's a knockout point. Thank you, Paul. I come right in and attack the Adam's apple.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wake up, Paul. Damn it, Laura, why do you think Paul's a putz? You're always calling Paul a putz. What is your deal? What do you hate about Paul? He's getting beat up for you. By the way, congratulations to Laura, and I need to check the other person. I don't know if she wants her actual real name out there, but S.E.A. You guys remember how I said I was going to give away special extra merch to anybody who ordered the excess inventory prints? Laura, you and S.E.A. won those. So you will be getting off-color bumper stickers added to your order. Also, anybody who ordered free Uncle Francis. Wait, that wasn't it. It was thanks for the opinions. Or yeah, look at me at a decent time today. Anybody who ordered thanks for the opinions hoodies or any of the merch pretty much in the last month, you got entered into also win off-color bumper stickers. 2 of you will be getting those, and we have 9 more days. So this goes through all of February. They are very tacky bumper stickers. One of them, I believe, says something about the government, and the other one says also something about the government. Pretty funny though. Pretty funny. I think one says bankrupt the government, boycott cocaine, and the other one says something else. That's very nice of you. I'm also using headphones, but so that I can hear. Gray named. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Paul had an internet side piece. Okay. Paul just stands there and takes it. Jesus, Laura. Laura can connect anything to Karen Reed. It's actually quite impressive. Good morning. Click some balls. Good morning. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish watching this. Just a heads up. This episode is going to be this specific one. We're going to get right into it. It's not going to be a very long morning. I know the last one I did was 8 freaking hours. That's how many policies there are. I counted it. I've done about 20 hours on procedures and policies specific to Massachusetts. And Bob needed a break from just everything. I needed to sleep. I have been getting kind of sick, and I'm trying to stop it in advance. So I've been jacked up on Sudafed, just loaded with Benadryl, and I'm ready to go. But we're not going to go that long. This is going to be a shorter episode than usual because we're only going to feature one topic, and we're doing it first before we go into anything else that I really do want to go into this week, especially because, wow, surprises and karma and so many things. But we'll talk about that later because I want this to be focused on this one topic. And I'm putting it before everything else because it's an emergency. It's an emergency. And I'm going to tell you what that is as soon as this is done. As soon as you learn your, not dance kinetics, what is this? Total self-defense, okay? All right? Don't be a putz like Paul, I guess we should say. So let's do this. Then we're going to get to the topic, and then we'll do another live after, probably a little bit later after. We're not going to do 8 hours. I did 8.5 the other day. That was crazy. And I still didn't get through all the goddamn policies and procedures. But anyway, this is a very special and important episode. And so I don't want to mix it up with all this other stuff. I just want to get straight to the point. So let's do it. Okay, here we go.
Well, thank you, Paul. So you poke from here right into the eye. Thank you, Paul. I hit him, comes flying back. If I miss, into there. Thank you, Paul. As you can see, there's a lot of force. Thank you, Paul. And we're squeezing hard behind the windpipe. Thank you, Paul. I follow through with the strike. Thank you, Paul. Wham, like that. Thank you, Paul. Kick, like that. Thank you, Paul. Coming right down on the skull. Thank you very much, Paul. 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 Out of that circle.
By following McSweeney's self-defense, you're going to be able to maintain a strong, healthy body and to protect it throughout your entire lifespan, or until you become disabled or fragile and weak.
And remember, I have to let it finish. Okay, there. Remember, go to Found Footage Fest if you want to see more videos just like that. Okay. here's what we have to talk about. Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, again, we're not going to be talking about anything, even though there's a lot of crazy shit from Twitter. We're not going to be talking about any of that mess right now. We're going to do that later. I've decided that the internet is a scary hellscape full of weirdos, perverts, con men, and strangers. And the only way to get through it without it tainting our vibe is to dedicate very specific episodes to clearing up any horse manure out there, addressing any issues that are beyond our goal, and frankly beneath us. These people are beneath us. Any drama, any weird shit, this is not turning into that OC show. We're not doing that. Okay, that's not going to happen. And I refuse to get into any beefs or YouTube wars that are not fun, funny, or at least entertaining. So from now on, what I'm going to do is if there's going to be an episode addressing any issues or drama or any crazy stuff, I'm either going to unleash hell on Twitter, or in addition to that, use a very specific tunnel on this medium on YouTube to carve out a little safe space for that type of chitter chatter. Okay. Because I don't need it being mixed up in any important shit. There is one element of this situation that's quite important, and frankly shocking and scary. But again, that's going to be its own separate video because I don't want to muck up any important shit. So, or separate important shit. Let's just say that. I think that people deserve their own episodes or their own, one solo subject when it's something like that is pertinent, urgent, serious, especially out of respect for, the missing people or the murdered people or whatever we're talking about, the victims. I just don't want to, again, stain it with any of that nasty stuff. So that's all I'm going to say about that for now. I will talk about it later. It will be addressed. It will be in the subject line. And then we can just get greasy with it. I don't know. But right now, today we're going to talk about something very, very serious. Okay. So I don't know if one's in the chat, if you watch Grizzly True Crime, who I absolutely adore. I think she's fantastic. If you have hate for her or any negative opinions, I would just ask that you withhold them because I find it to be kind of rude. I'm just asking if you like her, if you watch her, if you enjoy her content, because I sure as fuck do. I think she's very ethical. I like her accent. It's pretty fucking cool. Yes. Okay. So mad respect to her, right? Again, one of the most ethical players in the game in true crime. She really doesn't. She's the Walter Cronkite of YouTube. She does not give her opinion. And when she does, it's usually the type of shit that we're all like, yeah, that guy's a fucking weirdo. But even then, she's very careful. Okay. Yeah. I love South Africans too. I like her accent. I'm not a hater. Yeah. And if you are a hater, if it's someone deserving of hate, that's one thing. But in this case, I'm just asking for anybody who has positivity to send her way. Okay. So here's the thing. You're not a hatter. I like saying that too. Yeah, she sticks to the papes. She's all about the papes. Now, I would love to stick to the papes, but I'm an opinionated, nosy bitch. So sometimes I throw my shit in there. But I like classy bitches. And she is very classy. And I've said this before, I like her lipstick. So sometimes, she'll I'll see one of her tweets and, if it's a case that is something that she's covering top to bottom and it doesn't have a lot of momentum, she'll put on there we need to get the word out. I watch her all the time. And I noticed that how there's cases that Karen Reed, everybody's talking about this case, right? But then there's other cases. We were talking about it the other day, how there's missing and murdered Indigenous women and persons of color and stuff that their cases don't get talked about as much as other cases of the typical, blonde hair, blue eyed girl and stuff. But there's also cases where, there are pregnant women missing or teens missing or young ladies missing. And sometimes, in those situations, they've been groomed. And we've talked about some of those. We've talked about Amani Hughes. We talked about that. That was so sad. That one girl in Washington And can't even remember her exact name right now, but she was a teen and she'd snuck out twice. And she snuck out because she met a guy on the internet, and this guy trafficked her all the way from Washington State, the West Coast, farthest top West Coast, to Michigan. Okay. And this guy was a 10-time sex offender, and he basically kept her there. Amani Hughes, the guy, lured her from her house using a dating app, and her mom heavily monitored her social media. And so did the other girls. Her mom heavily monitored her social media. And these girls, they were groomed. They had spoken with these predators, and yeah, they did develop a relationship with them, or a they basically, they talked, they were groomed, they were lured. We've talked about Kristen Galvan. She ran away according to some news sources, but the truth is she was kidnapped. She was lured into sex trafficking, and again, happened twice. And there's a theme with some of these girls that we've talked about, and it's always like twice. They'll sneak out. They're sneaky teens. We talked about this, right? And sometimes they have secret internet accounts. One of them, Amani, she was using a tablet or an app from school. The other girl was using Omegle before it shut down, and even her friends had talked to this guy. She got trafficked across the state. He bought her an Uber to take her to him so he could drive her all the way to Michigan, like many states, like thousands of miles away. That's crazy as fuck. Amani, they chased down her trafficker, which was a grown-ass man with a wife and a baby. Okay? And that other guy in Michigan, Keith, that was his name, he was fucking living with an elderly mom in like a series of houses, or like trailers. And it was just him and her, kind of in this, like, it was a community, but it kind of looks like the middle of nowhere in the pictures. It's not a bad neighborhood, but like nearby is kind of swell. But there it's like, it was just, you wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? They didn't go out. Nobody knew she was there. The FBI and the Secret Service, who, helped with Stephen Stearns and Madeline Soto's case. It was a situation kind of like that. Like, they got on the ball and they ended up getting to this girl, but she had been gone, I think, almost a month. And Amani was gone for a while. I think hers was like a week or two. Yeah, Keith Freakson. I remember because we were calling him Freakson. Yep. And it was so sad. It's not nowhere, but their property was tracked. Yeah, but the pictures I saw, it just looked like it was isolated, but it's not, right? It's in like a community. I think you were the one who told me about it, right? I was kidnapped as a sneaky teen. Jesus. Like, a bunch of people that I know were lured. I went to a concert with a guy that was older than me, and I met him there, but could have gone south. I dipped out quickly. And that was Dashboard Confessional. I could have stayed for the whole thing, but I didn't. I'm telling you, like, you can get lured as a teen by somebody who is like, oh, I'm older, it's cool. Aren't your parents 10 years apart, 15 years apart? Well, that's hypocritical of them to say. So my point is, in these cases, when we talk about them, inevitably there's going to be jerk-offs and assholes who are like, well, where was the mama? Well, sometimes the mom's right fucking there, or the dad's right there, the parents are right there. And, they don't, they're watching the technology, they're doing everything, they're fostering a good environment for their kid, they're trying their fucking best. And sometimes teens are just sneaky. And I'm not blaming the teen at all. I'm just saying, when you're at that age and you're trying to get on the internet and stuff and talk to strangers, sometimes you can also be, most of the time, you're very gullible as a teen. You believe all kinds of shit. So it's very easy when you're vulnerable as shit to end up, believing some shit someone tells you, and then before you know it, you're being kidnapped. And it's really offensive when you see people online saying, well, she clearly wants to be with him. She clearly wants this, stuff like that. And of course, just like every other case, I noticed that, any creator who talks about teens that have been lured or groomed is inevitably going to see stuff about, oh, well, this kid's dating this guy, or she likes this guy. Well, she wasn't kidnapped. She went with him. No, that's what being groomed is. So what being lured is, it's being tricked. And it's not a relationship, it's sex assault. It's statutory rape. And you see people calling it a relationship. So basically, Grizzly shared this one where I noticed like not a lot of people are talking about it. The local news stations are talking about it. There's not very much on YouTube. Grizzly has been drilling it in the ground, just talking about it as much as she can. Every time there's an update, she's doing a fucking great job. And I'm sitting there like, dude, we need to be talking about this. We need to help her. Like, as any other creators who see this too, you need to be talking about this because this woman is, I shouldn't say woman, this child, she just turned 16. Okay. She's 3 months pregnant with the baby of her fucking kidnapper, who is a 41-year-old perv who has already kidnapped her once. And he waited outside of her fucking house, idling. She has 6 brothers and sisters. And he did it early in the morning while her parents were gone. And here's the other fucked up part. The baby's his because the first time he kidnapped her, he held her in Arkansas. She is from Beaver Dam. What's it called? I want to make sure I get it correct. Sorry, I've been reading about Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. He was in Cabot, Arkansas. Okay. He lures her online. She's not supposed to have the internet at all. She comes from supposedly a very conservative Christian family. And she started using the internet a lot. Yeah, no one ever says that boys want to be with their kidnappers. That's another thing. Yeah, they don't. It's really crazy, too, that... So this guy does this once, okay? He holds her for a significant amount of time. He gets charged for it. Here's the other thing. 4 times divorced with kids, but one of his kids, his youngest son, he beat the fucking crap out of. He's on papes like crazy. Like, we're going to look at all the Judy records. He's drunk driver. You know, obviously everybody has fucking speeding tickets everywhere. But this guy, it's like, it's beyond auto stuff. It's aggravated battery. It's, kidnapping, molestation, like all this shit on his record. He had an ankle monitor on, okay? And he either let the battery die or he cut it. And it is so crazy to me that people are talking about this like, I mean, the ones who are talking about it are like doing a fantastic job, like Grizzly in the news stations. But the comments that I see, especially under the news stations, are very like blaming of this little girl and because she's pregnant. And the fact that she basically ran away with this guy is what they're saying, but it's not running away, it's kidnapping. That's what happened. So we're gonna, yeah, dude, no, it's never the sneaky teen's fault because that's the thing. You got fucking bird brains when you're a teen. You got fucking bird brains. Shit, you have bird brains when you're in your early 20s. Your brain isn't fully formed, like literally and biologically speaking, right? Until you're 25. Like, it's so crazy to me that Kristen Galvan got so much shit for, oh, well, she's, oh, well, I found sex ads of her. Yeah, she was being fucking trafficked. I'm not surprised you found that. Like, so this young girl has been lured and groomed by a predator. That's what happened. Just because a child, hell, even like you see it with like 18 and 19-year-olds. We were all dumb as fuck when we were late teens, but you see 18 and 19-year-olds, are they of legal age? Yes. But when a 40 or 50-year-old dude is trying to convince them to do things that maybe they wouldn't normally do, I think that's taking advantage because people are still very vulnerable at that age. It's just disgusting. Dude, that is so horrible, Dumpster Juice. And see, that's what they do. And also, that's another thing is it's always like a friend once a friend is connected or a schoolmate or somebody like in the family, a lot of people give up on that story. They go, oh, this is dramatic, or oh, it's in the family, or oh, why didn't anybody stop it? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. This kid is gone. Like, let's find them. How about that? So I noticed this is one of those that not a lot of people are sharing as much. And it's like, I see Grizzly screaming, like, come on, we need to get this out there. So it's like, let's get it out there. Let's talk about it. I'm not gonna sit there and say, like, yeah, right. Welcome, Raul, dude. Fucking predators. And we're gonna talk about a new one later on X. We're definitely going to. It's so easy to get a child to go with you. Tell them you're going shopping and want to buy them things. Hell, I can be kidnapped to Waffle House right this minute easily. Hudson's very hungry, you guys. Someone take Satan to get some hash browns because he's fucking ready. In all seriousness, yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you too, dumpster juice. Fuck. Like, but that's what I'm saying is what happened. Okay, wait, we're gonna read this. His babysitting brother came over and said I was supposed to take the kids to his house, and he snatched me and didn't give me back. That is a kidnapping. That is a kidnapping. And even if you did go with him voluntarily, if he didn't give you back or wouldn't let you go, when somebody does not let you leave a place that you don't want to be, that is a kidnapping. Whether the child wants to go or doesn't, the child has no consent. There's no way to give consent when you're that age. So essentially, the girl that we're going to talk about who's missing was molested, okay? Non-consensual, which is molestation, by a predator who traveled almost 10 hours after grooming her on the internet, which she had only been on for a brief time because her parents said nope. And she went on anyway. And this guy groomed her. And not only that, but she gets pregnant. His mom, the 41-year-old guy's mom, he's about to be 41. He uses her car. He used that to kidnap her. And now she's on Facebook talking shit to the people looking for that little girl. As he, according to the police, more than likely is probably heading back home to mama because he seems to be, in my opinion, a bit of a mama's boy who seems to not make this a big deal at all. And this is a man who has a wife and multiple kids, one of which he beats the shit out of, 4 times divorced. And guess what he does for a living? He works in home insurance inspection. Ankle monitor and all, he just goes into homes to inspect them for insurance companies. Unbelievable. We're going to watch a bunch of news stories about this. Dumpster juice. I am so sorry, hun. That sounds fucking awful. I'm glad you got away and you're strong as hell for that. Like, you're strong as hell for getting away from that. Your mom brought men with guns, not the police. Well, sometimes that's what works. Girl, we love you. Okay, we're gonna watch. Here's what I did: is I pulled a whole bunch of news stories about this situation, and I put them in order. First thing you need to know: she went. Here. Let me give you a quick rundown before we go into this. Okay. Gary Francis Day, which, by the way, if you Google him, you'll see a ton of records. If you go on Judy Records, we're going to look at some of them. You'll see a ton of records. But eventually you're going to see, especially on YouTube, because there's not a lot of videos beyond Grizzly and some Nancy Grace ones. Because you know Nancy. She got to spread the word. And, you know, I commend her for this because she has a huge viewership, even if people hate her. So here's some things about Gary Francis Day. When you do look him up, you might see some Gary Francis post Zodiac killer shit. Ignore that. That's not the same guy. Gary Francis Day is 40 years old, about to be 41, from Cabot, Arkansas. He drove to Beaver Dam, Wisconsin twice. The first time last year to kidnap Sophia Sophia Franklin. Sophia Martha Franklin is her full name. She's now 16. When he did this, she was 15. He took her back to Arkansas across state lines. He is 4 times divorced. He twice has kidnapped this young lady. The first time he impregnated her. He sent her a lot of texts, saying awful things and threatening suicide to her. She said, "Don't do that. I've already named the baby Ava. She's going to need you." Like, it's tragic. He's using coercive control on this 16-year-old girl, threatening himself. He abused his young son to the point where child services had to get involved, and he did get charged for that. He's got abuse, aggravated battery, kidnapping charges already. He is on probation with an ankle monitor where he either let the battery die, according to some sources, or cut it off in order to go back a second time. He has been in his mother's car, which he drove to do this. You're going to see the car in the video coming up, a few of the videos. He sat in front of her house on the morning of February 3rd, which is the morning he kidnapped her. He was there at 5 a.m. idling. Her siblings saw, and by 7:40 something, a little before 8 a.m., she was kidnapped. So we're going to watch a series of videos leading up from February 3rd until now. She has been gone that long, and they have still not found her. They believe that she could possibly, or they could possibly be in Missouri, Wisconsin, Colorado, Pennsylvania, or Arkansas. He keeps switching the plates on the car. He's going southbound from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. He had Pennsylvania plates on, but he switched them. Or he switched them to Pennsylvania plates last time. Someone confirmed that. We're gonna watch. Let's see what else. So this is the second abduction. Yeah, that's pretty much. He's traveling through Missouri to Arkansas. Or wait, should that be nope, Missouri. Last they checked, he might have been going to a very specific town in Colorado, but they do believe that he's likely going to end up back with Mama again, who is being quite a cunt on Facebook. She obviously supports her son, and that is disturbing, in my opinion. And I don't apologize for saying the C word. You'll see why. Let's go ahead and, hey, good morning, Uncle Francis. Good morning. Good morning. Also, good morning, everybody. I see everybody is here. Everybody's here. This is very exciting. I'm very scared of that too. However, we have to, one of the reasons I brought up Amani Hughes, the girl from Washington, and even Kristen, is Kristen was returned the first time, or they were able to get her back. They did have to bust down a house to get her. We're still hoping that she'll be found. It has been a few years, but I'm going to be talking with her mom hopefully sometime soon on the channel. But Amani and the girl from Washington were both returned. They were found safe. It was still not a good situation. They were not well when they were found, but they were at least alive. And, you know, they were scarred, I think, emotionally and mentally and some physically, but they're okay, you know, and the most, I don't know how to put it. They went through hell, you know, but they're making it. They're getting by. Found safe is the goal. So, and again, those girls, it was almost a month for one of them, maybe even a little over. Over a week for the other. I think it can be done. We're hoping for the best. But one of the reasons that I'm showing this to you is I know that there's a lot of you guys who live in the states that you're going to hear about where they could be. They're going to show the car. They're going to show you potential possible plates. They're going to tell you a lot about this couple. And by couple, I don't mean like romantically. Like, they're going to be found together, more than likely. Just be on the lookout is basically the point of all this. But let's go ahead and I should say kidnapper and victim. This duo, the kidnapper and victim. So let's go. They will They basically said he has PA plates, but he has some ties to PA. Exactly what those are, I don't know. But I do intend on looking into it all more. There is a Facebook group that I joined, and I've been reading all the gossip. And a lot of people seem to think he's heading towards Arkansas. But you'll see. You'll see. I'm gonna play videos. It's going back 2 weeks up until the most recent one 8 hours ago with an interview with her mom. And yeah, I want to know too, but I think that it might be a stolen plate. But some people are saying, he could be using that stolen plate just to go to PA. So I don't know. But just in case, I'm going to show you everything that has even if some of them might seem like, oh, that contradicts that. It's because it's going in order. But just in case there's anything from early on 2 weeks ago that perhaps rings a bell, I'm going to play it all because I want to see in order. Again, just in case you go, oh, I was there a week and a few days ago. So yeah, let's go ahead and play this. Here we go.
Our main goal at the end is to bring her home as safely as we can and get her back home as quickly as possible.
Right now, the frantic search is on for 16-year-old Sophia Franklin, the pregnant teen believed to be with the unborn child's father, 40-year-old Gary Day. Beaver Dam police issuing an Amber Alert saying Franklin was last seen at her home near 4th and Beaver Sunday night. The following morning, a home doorbell camera captured Gary Day at the same house, but not Franklin. Why is timing of the essence in a case like this?
Well, usually they're close to the area, they're in the area, so our goal is to find them in the area, hopefully, or before they go too far away from the area that they last went missing.
Their whereabouts since then, unknown. Do you think they are still in?
Also, don't forget there was that teacher who kidnapped his student. She dyed her hair, they changed clothes, they switched cars. They are thinking that it is likely going to be more like that. Also, as soon as this video is done, I'm going to show you that CCTV footage from the home, the Ring camera footage that was just released a few days ago. Even though you're going to watch it in a later video, I want you to see it just clear of any reporting.
In the state of Wisconsin.
We don't know that.
Right now, it's unclear how the two met or where they are heading. But Day has ties to Arkansas, and Beaver Dam's police chief wants law enforcement in the southern state to be on alert.
We have several agencies actually that we're working with in Arkansas.
Is he considered dangerous right now?
We don't know that either.
Franklin's family did not want to discuss details of the investigation Tuesday, but asked for their daughter's safe return home, a priority for police, with this message to the public.
Is they spot the car to call 911, they see her, call 911, get her picture out there, get the information out that we're still looking for her, and if you see something, please say something.
Watch breaking news on YouTube.
Okay, now I'm going to show you a couple of things. First, this is what he looks like. This is a clear picture. This was pulled off of a Facebook page. This is a picture of him without his glasses in case he's not wearing his glasses. Okay, this is Gary Francis Day, who has the 16-year-old, 3-month pregnant teen. This is one of his records in Arkansas from when he absconded. As you can see, he looks quite a bit different with the glasses on. He kind of looks like Hank Brennan or the Zodiac. This is Sophia's Facebook page. Now, I don't know that her family knew about it. The reason I'm showing it to you is because look at her hair. It is a lot blonder looking in this photo. And for another reason, if you go, that was a picture of her Facebook page, by the way, 2 weeks ago that somebody took and posted in the missing group. I noticed something, and that was recently when I went to her page, it said 2 friends. In order for her to have 2 friends listed, even with a locked as fuck down profile, she would have had to accepted a friend request in the last 2 weeks since she went missing, because that picture was from before. So she was allowed to have the internet in April, I believe. And I think it was by August she was kidnapped. Or maybe she got the internet in like January or February. She was allowed to get it. Basically, it wasn't even that she was allowed to get the internet. She got a phone. And her coworkers and her friends said, or I guess her friends, I don't I saw one report that said a coworker, but I don't necessarily know that she had a job. But I do believe this person said she did have a job and that she would use her phone a lot at work, but she would switch phones a lot, and that she was telling them that her family was very religious and that she wasn't allowed to have the internet or a phone, and that she would frantically text. So again, take that for what it's worth. The person could be lying. But Grizzly did mention it, and I do believe that she has pretty good fucking sources from what I've always seen. Here's the thing though. If she is being groomed and her parents don't know that she has this phone, let's say they don't, I'd imagine they don't because she lived with them, right? It was just a matter of weeks before this guy had convinced her to go with him the first time. He impregnated her. If her family's really religious, they likely don't. I mean, it's one of those things where she's going to have that baby, right? Yes, exactly. That was what I was gonna try to lead into, but yeah, pretty much, it's likely that he gave her the phone. We don't know that. Maybe she bought burners, but either way, she's changing phones supposedly, according to people who knew her in the Facebook group. Apparently she's not supposed to be on it, but she was frantically on it a lot, supposedly, again, allegedly. And then she ends up gone for quite some time. She ends up found. He gets charged. She's returned to her family. She apparently kept in contact with him even though she wasn't supposed to. And she had a picture taken the day before she was kidnapped on the 2nd. And you're going to see it in a video. But here's another. I think one of these. Yeah, that one on the left. That is from the 2nd. She looks kind of tall, and I think she's pretty noticeable, but in some pictures, like, her hair looks blonder. And since this is from the 2nd, I would say that this is probably most likely what she's gonna look like. So just be aware she could have dyed her hair as well. Gary has used multiple license plates since they took off. This is what the car looks like from behind, the exact car. You can see that they've clearly been down some dirt road paths. You can see Arkansas plates. He has switched out to Pennsylvania. So that is her Facebook. This is another one of his mugshots, Gary Francis Day. This arrest date was December 11th, 2024. This is the mugshot, I believe, from the incident with her. And this was December 2024. We are now in February, and she's 3 months pregnant. So that was from the first. Now, this is his mom getting pissed off and screaming at people on Facebook because people were sharing the pictures of him from Facebook because they look more accurate, like this one, to what he looks like. Like, this is what he looks like in real life, because the ones on the news did not look like him, apparently. That is also a mugshot of his. He's got quite a few. He's seems like a real nice guy. Okay, just kidding. That was sarcasm. So this is more info from the missing persons cold cases in human trafficking page. It is a 2014 four-door Buick LaCrosse, and it belongs to his mother. I am going to also link a bunch of stuff below that is going to give you a way to contact someone should you happen to see them. And again, this is the other picture. This one is from the day before also. Look at that one. This one is definitely the one. So she might also have these glasses. Look how her hair looks almost reddish depending on what she's wearing. She's wearing glasses. Doesn't look pregnant right now. So she's not showing yet. could have hives on arms, legs, and face. Also, she has been experiencing hives since her pregnancy. Her eyes make involuntary movement when she's chewing. She struggles with morning sickness, and she wears a rose gold ring with a pink gem on her hand. Okay. So now we're going to watch some more videos, but let me show you that footage. This is him the morning she goes missing. This is February 3rd, the second time she goes missing. This is after he sat idling outside of her house since 5 a.m. So about 2 hours, 3 hours. Here. Let's watch it again. He's smoking a cigarette. It looks like he was smoking. There you go. You're going to see it again in a minute. Let's go back to the video. And I'll try to answer any questions in the comments so I don't interrupt. And again, these are going to go back to back in order, okay?
Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
Right now, an Amber for a pregnant 16-year-old girl. Police say she is with 40-year-old Gary Day from Arkansas. Officers believe that he pitched Sophia Franklin up from her home in Beaver Dam on Monday. That's about 60 miles northwest of Milwaukee. Franklin is 3 months pregnant. Police believe that Day is the baby's father. Day is on felony probation in Arkansas for domestic battery charges. In December, probation officers went to his home for a check, and they found him with Franklin.
When they went to check on him, somebody ran out the back door, and that turned out to be a 16-year-old female from Wisconsin.
She was brought back to Beaver Dam, and a no-contact order was issued. But Day could only be arrested for interference with custody because the age of consent in Arkansas is 16 years old. Day then bonded out, and police believe that he picked Franklin up again.
Which is gross because she just turned 16. I mean, for fuck's sake, come on. And also, her parents did not give her permission to be there, and she's not from there. So I would think the Wisconsin law would apply, especially this is so fucking infuriating. They're going to get into more later.
Causing this Amber Alert.
The 40-year-old Arkansas man now charged with abducting a 16-year-old girl from Beaver Dam.
The Amber Alert was pushed out for Gary Day and Sophia Franklin last night. Bill Niston joins us as those prosecutors from Dodge County have now issued charges.
Yeah, court filings say Sophia Franklin has been in Arkansas with Gary Day as recently as this past December, and that's where police in Arkansas found her as they investigated Day for crimes against children. Now, police need you to look out for this vehicle. It's a black 2014 Buick LaCrosse four-door sedan using either Pennsylvania tags KGW 5186 or Arkansas tags BBR 20L. Police say that Day has been believed to be switching those tags in order to avoid law enforcement. Now, police say the car was spotted Monday morning using a Pennsylvania plate. It was also Monday morning. Police said that 40-year-old Day was seen at Sophia Franklin's home in Beaver Dam at around 7:45. About 45 minutes later, his car was spotted by DOT cameras heading south on Highway 151 near Sun Prairie. Court filings say 16-year-old Sophia is 3 months pregnant, and 40-year-old Gary Day is the father. A criminal complaint says Sophia began talking with Day online back in April of 24. Day came to Wisconsin and picked up the underage girl and took her back to Arkansas, but she was thought to still be in the Beaver Dam area for months until police in Arkansas found her in December, and she returned home late last year. Now, police say Sophia was last seen at her home Sunday night. She's 5'9" and weighs about 190 pounds. Day is 5.
So as you can see, and I will go back so you can get those stats. As you can see, he's in Arkansas. He's driving his fucking mom's car. His mom's there. She's there for months. How is this okay? Clearly, He's driving her car. I mean, the girl's there for months. And now she's cussing people out on fucking Facebook.
She's 5'9" and weighs about 190 pounds. Day is 5'7"
No,
and about
Megan has not been blocked. And I'm going back so you can hear the stats.
in December, and she returned home late last year. Now, police say Sophia was last seen at her home Sunday night. She's 5'9" and weighs about 190 pounds. Day is 5'7".
So great news, and spoiler alert, yes, the FBI are now involved, finally. And there's an Amber Alert this time.
And about 165 pounds. More than 25 DOJ DCI agents are working alongside Beaver Dam police in this Amber Alert investigation.
We have been getting a lot of tips, and we're following up on those tips. So
He's the baby daddy is the answer, according to the family, or to, I mean, the family, the police, the sources. They've been widely reporting that don't make mashies without giving them to Francis. And yeah, I believe she was. They said she just turned 16. I mean, unless it was right before, but that's still fucking crazy because she's still a child in her home state. And also she's a child no matter what. Arkansas is fucked up. They need to fix that shit.
we thank the public for their help with the tips and continue to report those tips to us. And then we'll follow up on those tips. And the goal at the end is to bring her home.
Again, if you have the information, you are asked to call this phone number, 888-304-3936. I'm going to say that again, 888-304-3936. Police say that you should also call 911 if you have any information about Gary Day, Sophia.
So her family didn't know for months because her family did not want her to use the internet. She was not allowed to have a phone, but she had one anyway. Or at least she wasn't supposed to be on the internet on her phone or be on the internet. And, you know, she started talking to a guy low key online. He groomed her on the internet. They had no idea. And then all of a sudden their kid's gone. And she's gone for months. And then she finally gets found and it's in another state. And they find out this fucking pervert had her. And apparently he not Romeo pimped her, but Romeo groomed her. You know what I mean? Like he got her into the idea that this is a legit relationship and they're going to raise a baby together. And her parents are like, oh, hell no, and put a protective order on, or a restraining order against him. And then he parks outside of her house, waits, and then lures her again. It's disgusting. I hope the mom can. I hope. But it seems like they're not even holding him. Well, at least they didn't before. Yeah, he met her online. And her family didn't know. And by the time they did, it was too late. It was just like those other teens. Where the parents had no clue. And here's the thing. I hope he does. I fucking hope he does. He will. He has to. Here's the thing, though. Like, when they lure these kids, like, these parents were paying attention to their kids' online activity. The problem is, you know, kids can be sneaky. And they don't know they're going to get kidnapped because we got bird brains when we're kids. We're vulnerable. And so, yeah, like, imagine that. Imagine your kid's been talking to someone. You don't even know that they have a phone or that they're on the internet. And then all of a sudden they're gone. And then months later they pop up in another state and a 40-year-old dude knocked them up. Like, that's horrible. It's horrible. He deserves fucking prison. Ugh. And his mom's all aggressive. Yeah, they thought she was with friends. Ugh. Yeah, there's his son. He beat the shit out of his son, and his son had bruises and shit. And eventually, CPS finally got involved, and he got charged.
Franklin and their whereabouts as police are looking for them to bring Sophia back home safely. Reporting live in Juneau tonight, Bill Miston, Fox 6 News.
Bill, according to that complaint, this is the very thing that young woman's parents worried about, that she had been having contact with strangers online, and they were afraid something like this would happen.
Yeah, it seems that her parents had tried to restrict her internet access, but she continued to gain access to burner phones somehow, and that there were attempts by her parents to prevent her from talking to strangers online. But that is where, according to court filings, how this all began, of her talking online to Gary Day back in April of last year.
Bill Miston reporting live for us tonight. Thanks.
Just to be clear,
Wisconsin to Arkansas.
I do believe her parents did call the police. Like their kid was missing. Like they were like, what the fuck? It's not like they were like, sure, go with him. They thought that she was with a friend. And then it was kind of like, okay, you know how sometimes you'd be like, oh, I'm going over this person's for a week or two, for the summer. Can I go stay at so-and-so's? Sure. And then it's like, okay, can I stay another few days? And then before you know it, gone. Then they don't hear from her. And they get worried. Then it turns out kidnapped. Like, it's so scary. But the thing is, she was calling in and faking it, And this is something that they teach them to do. You think she had that idea on her own? Probably not. Probably this guy, like, just do this, just do this. She probably got her friends to even say, yeah, she's here. Which fucking tale as old as time, And did you notice the last posts were in August? That's the summer. So your parents are more than likely going to let you be a teen in the summer with your friends, But then when she doesn't show up, and then boom, she's in another state. Like, Jesus, that's crazy. Yeah. And they bring it up on the news. That's what pisses me off, Hudson. They bring it up on the news. Like, they're like, but the age of consent is 60. You're not going to stop and say, and that's fucked up at the end? Because I don't even think that's an opinion. I think across the board, that's fucked up. Everyone knows that. It's fucking crazy.
Investigators now in multiple states searching for a missing Beaver Dam teenager. She's pregnant and she may be with this 40-year-old man.
He's now being charged with abduction in a case that sparked an Amber Alert. 12 News' Erica Finke is in Beaver Dam tonight, where the community gathered to pray.
A vigil at Bible Baptist Church in Beaver Dam. Pastor Matt Oman leading the service, praying 16-year-old Sophia Franklin comes home safe.
It's emotional. Everyone's heartbroken and sad.
Family asking for privacy, not letting cameras in Wednesday night as they wait for word on the missing teen believed to be with 40-year-old Gary Day. He's the father of her unborn child. A case is sparking an Amber Alert and a cross-country investigation.
Justice is in the hands of the Lord. We trust our police. The police system has been very great. The law enforcement has been great. We're thankful for their efforts.
Day, now charged with child abduction and child enticement. The complaint says he and Franklin met online last April. Then in July, Day picked the teen up and took her back to Arkansas. While her parents thought she was staying with a friend, Arkansas officers found Franklin during a probation check in December.
Two of them went out to do a check on Mr. Day, and somebody ran out the back door of his residence. And turns out it was a female that was a juvenile from Wisconsin.
Day taken into custody. Franklin brought back to Beaver Dam. But Monday morning, investigators say Day is on a doorbell camera near Franklin's home in Beaver Dam. His black Buick seen on DOT and flock cameras. Law enforcement nationwide searching for the pair.
This man is a predator, and we're going to have to figure out how to hold him accountable.
Franklin's loved ones wanting her back in Beaver Dam. What is your message to her to come home?
We want her home, and we just pray for her. We just want to know we love her. We continue to pray for her.
In Beaver Dam, Erica Finke, WISN 12 News.
Day had been on probation since pleading guilty in 2020 to endangering the welfare of his 4-month-old son. But today, a judge revoked probation and issued a warrant for him. Now, here's another look at Franklin and Day's picture. It's pulled up here on your screen, along with the car police are looking for right now. It's a black Buick LaCrosse. It used to have Arkansas license plates, but investigators think Day swapped them out with Pennsylvania plates. You can share the photos right now and see them for yourself on the 12 News mobile app.
We turn now to that Amber Alert in the search for a pregnant 16-year-old Beaver Dam girl. Tonight, we are learning more about Sophia Franklin and the 40-year-old man she may have met online. Police say Gary Day is the father of Franklin's baby. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard live in Beaver Dam with the pair's history together just now coming to light.
We now know this was not the first visit to Beaver Dam for Arkansas resident Gary Day. A newly filed criminal complaint outlines how he was here over the summer to pick up the same 16-year-old girl and take her to his home more than 700 miles away.
This man is a predator.
Sheriff John Staley of Lone Oak County, Arkansas, where 40-year-old Gary Day lives.
We're going to have to figure out how to hold him accountable.
According to the criminal complaint filed Tuesday, Sophia Franklin and Day met online in April. The teen using, quote, various phones and electronic devices to communicate with him behind her parents' back. In July, the man secretly picked up the teenage girl in Beaver Dam, taking her to his home in central Arkansas. Franklin's family thinking she was with a friend. It wasn't until officers did a December probation check.
Two of them went out to do a check on Mr. Day, and somebody ran out the back door of his residence. And turns out it was a female that was a juvenile from Wisconsin.
They arrested Day and returned Sophia Franklin home to Beaver Dam. But then, this week's Amber Alert.
I was shocked.
Prosecutors say Day was spotted on a doorbell camera near Franklin's home in Beaver Dam Monday morning. The two missing since then.
We're in close contact with them down, law enforcement agencies down in Arkansas.
Do you have an agency down there, like a specific town?
No, we have several agencies actually that we're working with in Arkansas.
Sheriff Staley says his agency is one of those ready to assist.
We're watching the house. The city police department there in Austin is doing extra patrols around that house. If he comes anywhere around here, we're gonna get him.
In Beaver Dam, Hannah Hilliard, WYSN 12 News.
Now, Day has been on probation since pleading guilty in 2020 to.
So this is what bothers me about this news story, aside from everything you just heard. If he's going to be around here, we're going to get him. Okay, well, here's the problem. You saw him driving away from there. So it looks like he's not going to be around there. So basically what you're saying is if he's going to be around the place we saw him drive away from, we'll get him? Well, it sounds like you're not going to get him, sir. Just a thought.
Endangering the welfare of his 4-month-old son. Records show the child had a fractured femur. Family and friends plan to hold a vigil at the Beaver Dam Bible Baptist Church tonight to pray for Sophia's safe return. That will begin at 6:30. So here's another look at Franklin and Day's picture and the car police are looking for right now. They think Day might have swapped his Arkansas license.
Yes, the age of consent in Arkansas is apparently 16. Let me ask you a question. Can we make a list of states where the age of consent is younger than 18, maybe 17? I don't know. I still think that's disgusting. Emancipation age, is that what they call it? I don't like that. 18. Let's make a list. Let's make a list of states with under 18. And let's fucking start, I don't know, writing to legislators. I always say churs. Legislators. Let's see, let's put a little change.org. Can we make people not act like fucking creepy perverts and raise these ages? For fuck's sake, this is crazy. I can't believe this, dude. It's so disturbing. So disturbing. Oh. What? Ugh. So I guess you can have guns and fuck as a child, but you can't what? You can't vote and you can't drink. Huh. I'm so confused. So confused. Yeah, pregnant teen abduction? Question mark. Why haven't fucking thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie, welcome. I don't know if I've seen you before here. Welcome. I feel like I've seen you once before. Welcome, welcome. I love everything about what you just said. Can we do that too? Can we start a change.org to outlaw child marriage? It's fucking disgusting. It's really nasty. You can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't vote, but you can have a gun and you can apparently have a relationship with adults. Nope. I don't like it. Yeah, and it's funny how I'm not even going to say it, but if they really, really, really care about this baby, they need to be looking a little harder than their town because he drove away from it, which is why we're sharing this and why we praise Grizzly for sharing it. And as much as I don't want to, I praise Nancy for fucking sharing it because why not, you know? Thank you. I love everything. Stephanie's our new leader. Stephanie, just keep going, hon. I'll just keep highlighting everything you're saying because yes, dude, yes. We need reproductive. Don't you think that maybe if we started educating kids about grooming, luring, and sex again? I say again because we did at one point and then took it away. So educating them on safe and healthy sex and relationships could be helpful. It could be. Yeah, see, I don't see a problem with, like, if you're 16 and 18 and you guys were together since you're freshmen, okay, I get that. I'm talking about like this. You got a 40 fucking year old dude and a 16-year-old? Like, that's crazy. This is not cool. Like, there needs to be, teach them how to vet is great. Teach them how to vet is great. We need to set them up for the real world on the internet. You know what's also interesting is just like they restrict kids from learning about sex and condoms down here in the South, and then all the kids get pregnant. It's interesting how they restrict them from the internet a lot, and then they end up getting groomed on the internet. Maybe we need to start teaching kids the realities of the real world and the real internet. Because it's a fucking shit show, people. We've seen it firsthand, and we're adults, and we couldn't fucking handle it. Imagine kids.
Plate on that black Buick LaCrosse with Pennsylvania plates. You can share those photos right now on the 12 News app.
That's it. You know what it is? It's because different names. So StreamYard shows me a different handle sometimes, but I recognize your picture. And I love that you're a dog walker because we love doggies here. I have a Hugin. And you're a retired criminal defense attorney. Maybe can you just, okay, not trying to make you work, but if you ever see me on here talking about court documents and you happen to catch me being full of shit, will you correct me? Because I'm trying to learn I'm good at analyzing computer stuff and OSINT and social media and slang, but when it comes to court docs, you know, there's some languages that people just can't speak. And I can speak. I'm well, down here we call it Tex-Mex when you can speak half Spanish. I'm like that. I can get through some court shit, but some of it I'm like, oh, I guess this means this, and it sometimes doesn't. I just need someone to follow me around and be like, hey, you're a fucking idiot. That's not what that means. Just with court stuff. You know what I mean? If you happen to see it, feel free to correct me. Yeah, I like constructed, or you could be a bitch about it. You could be like, hey, you stupid bitch. You said that wrong. That's not what that means. You know what I mean? She's got 6 brothers and sisters, I believe. Or she might be one of 6. Oh, it's so heartbreaking.
From the News Now desk, an Amber Alert remains in effect for a 16-year-old girl from Beaver Dam, believed to be with a 40-year-old Arkansas man. And tonight we are learning new details from a criminal complaint released today. That complaint states Sophia Franklin and Gary Day started speaking online in April of last year, 2024. Since then, Sophia has used various...
Yeah, let's all be calm about how many brothers and sisters we all have. Because here's the thing. This is a very Irish Catholic heavy group. And then we got some cool ass Jews sprinkled throughout and a ton of atheists and some goths and furries, which I think is also religion. So, you know, pretty much all of them breed a lot. I mean, look, none of you guys are like a Nick Cannon or an Elon Musk, but if you are, you know, you can't always help your fertility. And if you can, just keep in mind, I don't know anything about the human body. I'm going to stop talking now.
Phones and electronic devices to continue communicating with Day, even living with Day at his home in Arkansas for a period
Stephanie, I love you.
of time while her parents thought she was staying with a friend in Beaver Dam. The police department also says Sophia is 3 months pregnant and Day is believed to be the father of her unborn child. Sophia was last seen Sunday night at her home in Beaver Dam. Surveillance footage shows Day at Sophia's Monday morning.
Yo, is that true the last 24 hours? For real? That is fucking heartbreaking, dude. So not only is she a vulnerable teen, she's also, that makes it somehow worse. Jesus Christ. That's so sad. Especially because when you're that age, if that is true, if she has an eating disorder, like, which, you know, we're just going to say if, because again, like, unless you're 100% sure, I don't want to speculate, but I do feel pretty comfortable saying that people who are suffering through that are definitely in a very vulnerable state. They need a ton of support. And that is horrific, because that's just another extreme layer of vulnerability added onto it. He is a piece of shit, dude. What a piece of shit, dude. Who the fuck? Yeah, preying on someone in a fucking support group? It's so crazy. Wow. Do you have a channel? If you do, I'll share it. Is it the last 24? Thank you for letting me know that. I'll look into that. It does happen in AA a lot. It happens in SA a lot too. The sex assault or sex anonymous, sexaholics. I can never say it. Sexaholics. It's on the mic, Dad. What do you mean? It's on the mic. The last 24? I'm so confused. Maybe it's too early for me too. I just got shorts. I'm slow. It's fine. It's fine. You're the best. I'll go watch your shorts. I'll go watch your shorts. I'll salute your shorts, my friend. That was my only YouTube name. Okay. The channel name. Everybody's shit changes, and I don't know who I'm talking to. Here, let's keep going.
That's right, and she's learning that from this individual. I'm not calling him anything but individual because he's not a good person.
Again, Sophia is described as 5'9", weighing 186 pounds. She has brown hair, blue eyes. If you have any information or if you see Day or Sophia, call Beaver Dam Police or 911 right away.
As far as as far as all missing children, we ask that the public really pay attention when they get that cell phone alert on an Amber Alert, or they are watching TV, or they're on their social media page and they see that a child is missing.
Day may be switching the license plates on his 2014 black Buick LaCrosse. A warrant has been issued for his arrest. He faces charges of both child abduction and child enticement. We will continue to follow this story from the News Now desk.
New video this morning in the search for a...
Before we get into that, is that true? It's called 13th stepping? I did not know that. I didn't know there was a word for it. I'm surprised I haven't heard that before. Wow. Interesting. I'm gonna look into that. It's weird because I've heard of people like, a lot of times people get addicted to drugs in support groups for those drugs, but it's interesting to think, yep, that makes sense. Didn't know it had a name. Thank you for, I'm learning everything today. I'm learning from you kids today. Yeah, I give up. I give up on typing too. I also have the hiccups, so I'm gonna let this go.
Pregnant Wisconsin teenager. Beaver Dam police issued an Amber Alert for 16-year-old Sophia Franklin 2 weeks ago. Investigators think she's with this man, 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas. Police say he's the father of her unborn baby. Now, authorities have just released this brief surveillance video of Gary Day caught on security camera the same day that they issued that Amber Alert. Day is charged with abduction and child enticement. Police hope the video will bring in more tips about the case.
Okay, that is a big fat Siggy. Here's one thing I'm going to go ahead and put out there as a thought. It's just a thought. I'm willing to bet that this guy is going to get cited. There's going to be sightings of him at a convenience store getting ciggies. There's no fucking way he thought I had long enough to buy a whole ass carton. And if he did, he's going to run out quick because his anxiety's probably going to be up. And is he going to smoke around the baby? The pregnant woman? Probably. Unfortunately, I mean, yeah, it's been 2 weeks. She's not showing as much in the most recent pictures. She will be showing soon. And unfortunately for her, she will likely be around that cigarette smoke. And as a smoker, I'm appalled that he would do that around a pregnant woman. Disgusting. I'm appalled I do it at all, but I would never do it around a pregnant woman. This is the type of piece of shit. I'm willing to bet you $1 million he's going to smoke around her, and that's how he's going to get caught. If it does, I hope it happens way sooner that they catch this asshole. But make no mistake, if it ends up being another couple weeks like last time, someone's going to say some shit and they're going to notice them. They're going to notice his face. That's why we need to share this shit, you guys. We need to share this shit, share the pictures. I am going to post flyers and shit, links to that below. But he's probably going to end up stopping at a gas station or somewhere to get smokes. So if you're at a gas station in any of the states that have been mentioned in any of these, in Colorado, I know it's a whole fucking state, but just be aware. Colorado, Pennsylvania, Arkansas, Missouri, Wisconsin, be on the lookout for this dirtbag. And it looks like I don't know what the fuck these shoes are. What a dirtbag. With a beanie on? Gray beanie.
The car police are looking for is a black Buick LaCrosse seen on your screen here. It could have license plates from either Pennsylvania or Arkansas. That Amber Alert now extended to Arkansas and Missouri. If you know where Franklin or Day are, call police.
New tonight, the case of a missing pregnant teen could soon be in the hands of U.S. Marshals Service, according to Beaver Dam Police.
16-year-old Sophia Franklin last seen leaving her home on the evening of February 2nd. She's said to be traveling with the father of her unborn child, 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas. Samantha Cavalli has been following the story for us. She brings us the latest information and a first alert update right now. Samantha.
Well, right, Cammie and Bill, since day one, Beaver Dam Police have been in close contact with law enforcement on both the state and federal levels. This includes the FBI.
So I have not seen anything about him having a firearm yet. I know that he is definitely in his mother's car. I know that he has a violent streak based on some of his court records. And here's the thing that's really concerning. There are some news articles. They are very graphically written of the text messages between him and her right before she went missing. I am going to pull one of those up. It is a bit disturbing that it does talk about coercive control, threats of suicide, stuff like that, but he does threaten quite a bit to kill himself and suicide. So part of me wonders if he does. So we'll go over that shortly.
And the Homeland Security investigations. The police chief tells me that while they are still getting tips from across the country, they have slowed down just a bit. Now it's been over 2 weeks since anyone has seen or heard from Sophia Franklin or Gary Day. And
by the way, these are the most recent reports coming up. Let me see. There's like 2 more, I think, after this. Let me just spoil it for you guys. Sorry. Yeah. We've got 2 more that are recent. So this is from within the last week. Yeah. So you're going to see the most recent information.
Amber Alerts have
in a minute. I'm going to play it. Let me go back. I'm going to play you one. I want to start this from the beginning. Because you know me, I like to hear things 2 or 3 times and take notes. But you're about to hear one after this that is from like 8 hours ago, and one from I think yesterday, and this is from this is from yesterday. Then you're gonna hear one from a few hours ago. Here we go.
And the U.S. Marshal Service, according to Beaver Dam Police.
16-year-old Sophia Franklin last seen leaving her home on the evening of February 2nd. She's said to be traveling with the father of her unborn child, 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas. Samantha Cavalli has been following the story for us. She brings us the latest information and a first alert update right now. Samantha.
All right, Cami and Bill, since day one, Beaver Dam police have been in close contact with law enforcement on both the state and federal levels. This includes the FBI and the Homeland Security investigations. The police chief tells me that while they are still getting tips from across the country, they have slowed down just a bit. Now, it's been over 2 weeks since anyone has seen or heard from Sophia Franklin or Gary Day. Amber alerts have been issued in Wisconsin, Arkansas, and parts of central Missouri. In this new video obtained by Action 2 News, dated February 3rd, surveillance video captures footage of Gary Day. He's seen here walking through a neighborhood dressed in all black with a gray hat on his head. Investigators think that Franklin could be with Day in a black Buick LaCrosse with a Pennsylvania license plate. Day faces several charges, including child enticement and child abduction in Dodge County, Wisconsin. He also has a warrant out for his arrest in Arkansas for violating parole from a separate 2019 child endangerment case involving his own son. Now, police are not giving up to find her and bring her home safely to her family. Sophia's family has also released several pictures and descriptive features to Action News to help in the search. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Beaver Dam Police Department at 888-304-3936. Reporting in the Fox Valley Newsroom, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.
Sorry about that. We got
Right now, the Amber Alert for a missing Beaver Dam teenager has been expanded.
God damn it. We got hit with a node. Okay, listen. The internet's acting up. It's very cold here. We're not used to it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna link Grizzly's what do you call it? Sorry, I'm reading something. Yes. And there's some really badass documentaries that came because of that. And I would love to watch one sometime about when they raided a house and saved all these teens and young girls from trafficking, because it's really amazing how they ended up doing it. I need to check the copyright on that because I would love to show it to you guys. Also, it's okay. Never apologize. Yeah, he wears glasses sometimes. And we showed some pictures earlier. I'll show them again now so that you guys can see. This is let me go through a few of them because he looks different. This is one picture of him. So that's pretty cool. He's got, I mean, it's pretty cool that somebody put it up because he looks totally different in some of the pictures that are on the news and some of the pictures that have been shared with the flyers. And it's really cool how they never really show like up-to-date pictures of the person who's missing, let alone the person who kidnapped someone. It would be way cooler if they could show us some recent photos when they do that. Yeah. He does look like a pervy uncle. Confessions are for the weak. He does look way different. Like he looks so much different. And let me show you how different he can look. And for those of you who are just turning in, this is Gary Francis Day, BOLO in Arkansas, Colorado, Missouri, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, all these different places for this perv. Now here's a different looking picture. He's got glasses. He looks a little thinner in the face. This is when he absconded. That's her with her blonde hair look. This you just see his fucking weird head, but you can see he has a bit of a busted schnoz as of December. He's got a little wound right there, so maybe a scar. I wonder if he puts the glasses on more to hide that, because the only non-blurry picture, oh, that's his mom. So if you see him with Tracy, or if you see her with Tracy, be on the lookout. Here's another. So look at that one, and then look at that one. His face shape even looks different. It's very fascinating. I'm gonna put this one up. It's kind of busy, but I love a good flyer that gives a lot of info. I don't know who this organization is or why they used stickers. Hold on one second. I need some water. But I'm glad they made it. Sorry, I have the hiccups and I can't stop sneezing, and I'm trying to hold it in. An Amber Alert has been issued by the Beaver Dam Police Department for 16-year-old Sophia Martha Franklin. She's believed to be with 40-year-old Gary F. Day. He is 5'7" and 165. She's 5'9" and 186. Hey, this is actually, I'm so glad that they put these side by side, because if you see a very young, lovely girl with long hair, whether it's brown or blonde, right? She's got blue eyes. Some people say they look green. She's going to be 2 inches taller than this older guy. I mean, you saw pictures of her. She's got long, old, gangly teen legs. She's really tall. And he is a short, just normal creep body. All right? I think they're going to be a bit easier to spot when you consider she's taller than him. So that's good to know. She's also 3 months pregnant. She's not really heavily showing yet, but she will likely be soon, right? Isn't that true? Isn't it like 4 or 5 months it starts to kick in? This has a phone number on it. It has the last possible Pennsylvania plate. I'll give you a moment to take a screenshot if you'd like. And I will include links to this below. And it also has more information. Plates were changed from Arizona to Arkansas, and then they were changed, I believe, to Pennsylvania after that. Or maybe Pennsylvania first. It was Pennsylvania first. So that's another picture of the car. So there you go. And then I think I have even more pics of him on here. Here's another one where he looks totally fucking different. He really does look totally different here. It's kind of crazy. Look at his face. He almost has the Bubbles glasses from Trailer Park Boys. So there's that. Let's see. Here's another one of her. So you can see more of her different looks, just in case he gets wise and he's like, put glasses on, dye your hair. As you can see, she's very, very tall. She's got longer hair. It can appear blonde, or it can appear a little darker, like on the right side. And you see how it looks dark here? Well, the most recent pics of her, it looks blonde. So, and see, this is from, obviously, it looks pretty cold outside, Christmas. So this is 2 months ago? And that's an older school picture, I believe. She goes to a private school, and I do believe that's a school picture from the fall before. So you can see she looks a lot blonder now. And this one is the one from the day before. So this picture, I believe, is February 2nd, is what people were saying. I could be wrong, but either way, this is what she looks like with glasses and the blonder hair, which in a way, this almost looks red. So red, blonde. I mean, if she goes goth, she goes goth. She's got the same face. She's very tall. I think she would be fairly easy to spot. He, however, has this awful face. And when you look at him next to Frasier, he really looks busted as fuck. But he looks totally different there from there. Okay? And there. Okay? And there. So, yeah. That's him. Let's go ahead and let this play.
Into Missouri. 16-year-old Sophia Franklin's parents releasing new photos of their daughter in hopes of bringing her home. This picture was taken February 1st. It shows Sophia with glasses and a rose gold ring with a pink heart-shaped gem on her left hand. Here are more photos. Franklin's mom says her daughter has also been dealing with hives on her arms, legs, and face. Investigators issued.
Oh my God, she's Bucky's girl. I mean, look, I would always say we have to find her, no matter what. But she's Bucky's girl. Dude, we have to help. We have to help. Damn, dude. I did not watch this specific one. This was the most recent one. I was like, we'll watch it with the kids. Damn, dude. I didn't know there was a Bucky Beaver picture with her. Dude, she rules. Poor kid. We have to find her.
Face. Investigators issued an Amber Alert for Sophia last week. They believe she's with 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas, the father of her unborn baby.
I'm going to make a promise to you kids right now. And it might seem like I'm joking. I'm being 100% serious. And I don't think this is tacky to offer at all. I genuinely think this is a good idea. Now, I don't know if it'll work. Chances are no. But listen, we can hope. If one of you kids, any of you who watch this video, I don't care who you are, if you watch this video, okay, and you end up being the one to spot that perv with that girl, and you call him the tip that saves her, you email me, I'm taking you to Bucky's, my treat. I'll spend $250 on you. I will save up. We got to find her.
Police believe they're traveling in a black Buick LaCrosse. Investigators believe Day swapped the Arkansas plates with Pennsylvania plates. Franklin's family says they need her to come home to get the medical care she needs for herself and her baby. If you have
Also, I'm going back so we can hear all the descriptions about her one more time.
Amber Alert for a missing Beaver Dam teenager has been expanded into Missouri. 16-year-old Sophia Franklin's parents releasing new photos of their daughter in hopes of bringing her home. This picture was taken February 1st. It shows Sophia with glasses and a rose gold ring with a pink heart-shaped gem on her left hand. Here are more photos. Franklin's mom says her daughter has also been dealing with hives on her arms, legs, and face. Investigators issued an Amber Alert for Sophia last week. They believe she's with 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas, the father of her unborn baby. Police believe they're traveling in a...
Also, as someone who also has this situation going on, I don't think it's rude to point it out, but I do want to admit, normally I'd be conflicted about this because, again, people might take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to be rude. Just a heads up. This is simply for the sake of finding her. I noticed she has something that, again, I also have this. Different shaped eyes. Now mine is because I got the crap kicked out of me. So I have a metal plate in this one. And it's kind of hard to notice, but when I'm having my resting bitch face, which is just my face, and I'm kind of chill or just listening, sometimes one of my eyes looks smaller than the other because it is. It's also a 1/4 of a millimeter off, so I can see double vision sometimes outside of it. And sometimes it'll just slowly go that way or inward. She has a smaller eye. Let me show you. Here you go. And I also get hives a lot, so I feel for this girl. Take a look at her eye right there. That's her right? A little bit smaller than her left. Just noticed that a minute ago. This is probably something to consider if you see her. And maybe you're like, I can't. It kind of looks like her, but I can't tell. And look over the left eyelid, her left. All right. She's got a little Jenna Marbles thing going on. If we're talking wrestling, a little Eddie Kingston. She's got a little, see what I mean? She's got a little shave in the eyebrow right there. Can I make this better quality? Nope. No, I can't. So she's got a little, maybe that's a scar, maybe it's shaved, but there's a little nick right there. That was a hard K. There's a little nick right there where there's no eyebrow, and that's over the bigger eye and the smaller eye. And I was thinking maybe it's the way she smiles, right? But I noticed in a lot of her pictures, it's like that. So if you're looking and you're not sure, and you're like, this kind of looks like that girl. Maybe you don't even see the guy. Maybe you just see her in a gas station or something. And you go, take a look at her eye size. Yeah, I also think it's important to stare at these people for a while. I remember in the 90s when I'd watch like America's Most Wanted, or Unsolved Mysteries. I'd always get pissed off because like this was pre-DVR, right? And unless you were recording it, you couldn't really pause it. I would get so mad if they didn't leave the mugshot up long enough. And so when it came up, I was the kid who was like, shh, 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 everybody be quiet, shut up. And I'd just stare. Like I'd squint like Larry David, like, gotta take this in, But now we can do shit like this. So let's take a moment. She doesn't seem to have dimples. But it's interesting. She has the two smiles under her cheeks and then a smile right here. She's got one bigger eye with a little cool little eyebrow thing, like a Jenna Marblesy thing. And then she's got, and I get why. Let's not try to diagnose. We don't know. Maybe she's got a metal plate. Maybe it is a palsy thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just how her face looks. But she's got kind of a smaller eye on the right side, her right, our left, and then vice versa, bigger eye with a little flick. Her hair looks dark brown, almost red. But in the other pictures, she looks kind of blondish. And in some, light brown. So, with that said, she could have different colored hair. Comes off a little bit different colored. It might look a little longer. I notice in some of the ones where it's kind of curled at the end, it kind of comes up maybe 3 or 4 inches below her shoulders. And then in the other ones, it looks like it goes almost down to her elbows, but it looks like she straightened it. Now, again, could have dyed it, could have cut it. But you can't dye or cut your eyeballs. I mean, you can, but it would hurt. So take a look at that. Take a look at her smile. Kind of seems like maybe her lip comes over a little more on the right. Now let's take a look over here at this piece of shit. He's got a weird neck bone thing that's protruding on his left side, our right. He's probably going to have maybe a light pink scar right there from a wound from the last 2 months. This was 2-3 months ago. Maybe not. But if he wears glasses, you might not see it. You might notice there's a little nick right there. Looks like he has Kool-Aid mouth in a lot of his pictures. He's got a big old bald head. He kind of looks a little like he's got a BTK dome. Right? And I would never want to say this about Polish people, but he does have kind of a Polish vibe to me. Yeah, he's got a weird fucking neck bone. What is that? Just one? You're supposed to have 2, dude. What's going on here? You rip his neck bone out? I'll rip his neck bone out. Fucking weirdo. Yeah, he does look like a million creepy fucks, which could be a book. Sounds like the title of a book. That's a thing I also like to do. I like to, when I'm looking at them, BTK Dome. BTK Dome, bring this girl home. I like to do this. I like to take a look at these people and go, what celebrities do they look like? Hudson came up with a great one. Looks like a young Red Foreman from that 70s show. Yes, dude. So if you're trying to recollect, is this the guy? Does he kind of look like a young Red Foreman with Kool-Aid mouth? That could be him with BTK Dome. Now look at her. Who does she kind of look like? I think a little bit like Evan Rachel Wood. And we're not doing this to pick out who's going to be in a Lifetime movie, but if it helps us remember what they look like, it's a pretty good way to remember. I remember there was one girl who went missing. She looked exactly like Claire Danes from My So-Called Life. Was it Claire Danes? Yeah. That was her. Claire Danes from My So-Called Life. She looked just like that chick. And I was like, damn. Like, that looks just like her. Kind of crazy. Because when she was spotted, and they ended up, like, finding this chick, Somebody said, I remembered her because she looked like Claire Danes. Now, they didn't say so-called life, but they said Claire Danes. And I was like, I fucking knew it. And Juliet from the 90s, Romeo and Juliet. You think so? Good. Because I used to do that too. I used to just watch Unsolved Mystery. If I couldn't figure out, like, how am I going to remember this? Pick out the most distinctive feature. There's nothing super distinctive. Just go, who does this person look like? It doesn't even have to be a celebrity. Maybe it's like, oh, you look like my Uncle Bob. Poor Uncle Bob, but you know what I mean. The whole of UK is 16 years old. Everyone's 16 in the UK. He looks like the guy from Blacklist. I'm going to have to look that up. She looks like Claire from 6 Feet Under. Also going to have to look up Claire. I know Dexter's in that. Young Tina Fey. She does kind of have a Tina Fey mouth. Like, same kind of smile. I don't know how to explain it. She does also look like young Drew Barrymore. Lauren Ash from Superstore. Oh my God. I love Superstore, but she does. Holy fuck. Dude, we love you, Clam. Of course. You think, oh, James Spader. Oh, shit. Not secretary. More like if you shave the top of his head, but James Spader from The Office. He does. Yeah, just if, like, he may look like a guy that you used to work with. And no one else would know who that is. But then you pull up the picture and you're like, damn. Shit, my friend Lindsay, aka Pub, looks exactly like Nurse Kim. I sent her pictures. I was like, dude, look at my homegirl. And when I showed him to Pub, she was like, it's me. Like, it's fucking crazy. They look exactly like. Exactly. It's fucking scary. I'm like, do you guys have a sister? Secretary is one of my favorite movies ever. Don't do this. Well, there you go. That's how you're going to remember this case, Hudson. Sorry. Killed it for Satan. My bad. Superstore is one of my favorite shows. Oh, me too. It's fucking amazing. Johnny Pemberton's in it. He rules, dude. He rules. All right, let's keep going.
The father of her unborn baby. Police believe they're traveling in a black Buick.
I'm going to go back. Just be respectful so we can, again, get what? No, that was not the right.
A mother is pleading for help finding her 16-year-old daughter.
She is someone who's worth finding. Okay, everyone is somebody worth finding.
It's been more than 2 weeks since an ambush for Sophia Franklin. Authorities say.
When here's another thing. I like when they show her mom in any of the interviews that do have her mom, because I think a lot of people get the wrong idea when they hear that a family's religious. They picture Mormon cults or super evangelical Christians who wear like suspenders and beat their kids, and they picture like Amish, all sorts of stuff. But it's helpful to see the family and see that people who are religious, you know, they're not all bad, you know. And her mom looks fairly young, looks like her, she sounds like a decent parent. She's advocating for her kid. You know, we get these ideas in our head based on words that we hear other people speak on people on the news and stuff. And yeah, you know, it's good to see. It's good to see.
16-year-old daughter.
She is someone who's worth finding. Okay, everyone is somebody worth finding.
It's been more than 2 weeks since an Amber Alert was issued for Sophia Franklin. Authorities say she is pregnant, believed to be with 40-year-old Gary Day, the father of that unborn child. The alert expanded to include Wisconsin, Arkansas, where Day is from, and now Missouri. Leah Franklin spent time with Mary Jo Ola today in hopes this will help their family find Sophia.
She's very tenacious and a hard worker and generous to her siblings.
Leah Franklin smiles as she describes her 16-year-old daughter, Sophia, who she calls Sophie. But the teen who enjoys music and sports has been missing from her Beaver Dam home since an Amber Alert was issued in early February.
That sound goes off on your phone, and when you know what it's for because you've been warned, we just broke down crying. I didn't even look at my phone. I just held my daughter and just cried.
What's your message to Sophie at this point?
just come home. Life's just starting, and we're here to help you get through all the ups and downs of it. And there's nothing that detracts from our love for you.
Sophie was last seen at her home around 9 p.m. Sunday, February 2nd. Leah says Sophie wasn't feeling well. The next day, Leah went to check on Sophie and discovered she was gone. Security video shows 40-year-old Gary Day walking through the family's yard.
What's going through?
Glad you asked. As they mentioned it earlier, but you might not have been here for this. He's switching out the plates. Like, he's been changing the plates, PA plates, Arkansas plates. In fact, they're all listed. Here, let me show you again. They're all listed here. And I'm going to pull your comment down. I'm sorry, Dumpster Juice, but I want you to be able to see this. So, you'll see that on the left bottom, there's the Pennsylvania plates, KGW 5186. And then it explains the plate situation on the bottom right. Yeah, sneaky fucker, isn't he? And Mitty, thank you so much. And yeah, if you guys start a thread in Discord, I'm going to come put all these flyers and links there too. And I'm going to post it in the description of this video. But one thing that I did notice is the picture that they do have of the car, specifically in the top left where it says, please note black Buick LaCrosse. Those photos are typically from highway cameras. And that means that, and because they have the marshals involved, and likely since it's a child abduction and there's a baby involved now, I think it's just my opinion that maybe Secret Service could be getting involved in tracing. The FBI definitely is. I think they're tracing the phones, and likely they turned them off or got burners because they already stated that she would get burners and that he was teaching her things like how to talk without people knowing. And I wanted to read you a news article earlier about the techniques he was using and stuff. And we'll just talk about it. But because it was pausing the shit out of my something with news sites with a whole bunch of shit to scroll down, it'll just pause it anytime StreamYard's open. But the good news is Grizzly goes over in great detail with fine-tooth comb. I'm gonna link her video too. But the tactics that he used and how he taught her to do things, like for example, get burner phones, contact me on this website, use, maybe a secret account, stuff like that. Text me this way, hide my number. This is how we're going to stay in touch. Like, he taught her, that was part of the grooming process. He taught her how to get away with shit like that. Now he's sitting there switching out plates. It's more than likely they abandon their phones. So I think they're going to be relying heavily on public and even government traffic cams that we can't always have full access to. But they're likely going to be pulling a lot of traffic cams and doing. The problem is they want to do plate searches, but if he's switching them out, that's obviously how they know. And how they've known about the last 3 plates being different. So I do think that they are slowly but surely trying to track their route. And I would imagine every time they find a cam with 1 plate, they probably are only able to get 2 or 3 stops or pictures before more than likely, he probably pulls over in a parking lot and steals someone's plates as he goes. So it's going to be a little difficult if he keeps doing that. And so I think, he's going to have to stop for gas. It's more than likely going to be so that we're not going to know if they have gas station footage yet. They might keep that close to their vest and just announce that he's been spotted in a place. But yeah, he's probably staying away from highways and doing a lot of back road travel. He could be doing that as well. And his vehicle has a lot of dirt and mud under it, it looks like. So I do believe you're right. It looks like that's what he's doing. But they did catch him on 1. So it's interesting. But I would think, is he using a paper map? Because if he's using GPS, that makes him more vulnerable to tracing. So curious about this. Now he is older. He more than likely, he's my age. He might be going by paper map, but I don't know. I don't know. He seems to know the areas quite well. So anyway, it's important if you notice them to definitely call police right away. And I'm going to hit play.
Your mind, your heart, as you are trying to put all these pieces together?
Well, immediately it was like, he took her. And I immediately called my husband. He came straight home. I called the police.
Prior to the Amber Alert, authorities say Sophie spent more than 4 months with Day in Arkansas, while her parents believed she had been staying with a friend in town. Leah says they first learned about Day when police in Arkansas called.
Did you guys have any misgivings about where she was?
No, because we were in communication with her the entire time. She wasn't happy with us because we had...
Okay, this answers one of my questions. This is the one that I also didn't get to see all the way through. And I wanted to watch with you guys because it was the newest. Everything before this said that she had basically lied and said she was with friends. And then her parents realized she was missing and then she was caught. But it looks like the whole time they thought, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because somebody did say, I think they put out an Amber Alert for her the first time. And I was like, because Grizzly didn't bring that up. She usually catches shit like that. So I'm like, I don't know about that. Good to have that answered. I'm going to go back a little.
Well, immediately it was like, he took her. And I immediately called my husband. He came straight home. I called the police.
Prior to the Amber Alert.
Sorry. Want to answer this? Absolutely not. Because A, he's a white guy. She's a white girl. They will be spotted immediately. B, it's extremely dangerous, believe it or not, for both of them to go across the border either route because they have so many cameras there and they're already wanted and the marshals are involved. They will immediately catch them at the border. I mean, immediately. They're more likely to get through the Canadian, in my opinion, but I hope they don't.
Authorities say Sophie spent more than 4 months with Day in Arkansas, while her parents believed she had been staying with a friend in town. Leah says they first learned about Day when police in Arkansas called.
Did you guys have any misgivings about where she was?
No, because we were in communication with her the entire time. She wasn't happy with us because we had tried to keep her safe. Like she just was really upset with us about that. We were trying to let her cool off.
Sophie's family brought her home. Leah says things seemed to be getting back on track.
I do believe that she was brainwashed.
Leah is grateful for the outpouring of support, but anxious to get her daughter back.
What is your message to Gary Day?
So here's the thing. I don't know if she had a passport, and I don't know if she took her birth certificate with her. You know, she probably packed a bag. Also, when I got in, they just wanted my birth certificate. And also, what? They're not. We totally deserve it.
I need to bring her home. I mean, she belongs here. Yeah. She's our child. She is not a full-grown adult.
In Beaver Dam, Mary Jola, TMJ4 News.
No, she's not afraid of him because she's been groomed by him. At least. Well, here's the thing. He's also, so here's what we're going to talk about. Let me pull this down. So he sent her, and again, you can see this on Grizzly's channel, and I'm going to put a link to the episode below because she has 2 parts on this. So right before she went missing, he started sending her suicidal threats and getting very aggressive when he thought that I guess they weren't going to be together anymore or something. And she kept saying like, no, your baby needs you. I've already named her Ava. So like she's been groomed, Lord. She's essentially brainwashed, as some would say. And that's what groomers do to vulnerable girls. And he was threatening himself. He was freaking out about his kids and jail and just everything. And he made a lot of threats to her. And she was put in a position where she had to talk him up. She, the victim, Ends up, oh no, don't hurt yourself. He made himself into a victim. And she had to comfort him. It's gross. But it's that type of, that's what I mean by like coercive control with the whole threats to kill himself too. And she doesn't know about any of that. She's a kid. She's in a tumultuous situation with her parents because, you know, her mom said we wanted to keep her safe. That's clearly like we didn't want her around this guy. She wants to be around him, but she doesn't know what the fuck she wants. She's a teenager. Think about when we were teens. We didn't know what the fuck we wanted. Like, yeah, you can know what the fuck you want for breakfast or what the fuck you want to listen to as a song, but like, what the fuck you want in life? Shit, some of us are in our 20s, 30s, 40s, still don't know what the fuck we want in life. There's no fucking way a 40-year-old man is going to tell a 16-year-old what she wants in life. And yet here he is doing it. And when a kid's vulnerable, you know, and they're a teenager, they got bird brains. So, you know, perfect position for a predator. Let's let this finish.
Here's another look at Sophia and Gary Day. They're believed to be traveling in a black Buick LaCrosse with an Arkansas or Pennsylvania license plate. Amber alerts are also active in Arkansas and Missouri. It's believed they may have traveled there. If you've got any information, please call police.
Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes.
Listen, this has been some sad, heavy shit. I'm going to give you a palate cleanser. And I'm going to let you hear the flea market song. Okay? We're gonna take in what we just learned. I'm going to let you hear this because it was some heavy stuff. Then we're going to talk some more deets. Okay? Because I don't want you guys to get too sad. It's very sad, but we got to be alert. All right? So I'm going to let you hear the flea market song. And then we'll show you some of his court records. Okay? Here we go.
Oh, yeah. You can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Oh, yeah. Come shop with us. I said flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, you heard me. Come shop. Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. We got it. You need it. You'll find it. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, you heard me. Come shop. I said flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, don't stop. Let's make it a dance. Come on now, to the left, to the right. Let's do this dance. Hey, to the left, to the right. Let's make this a dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It keeps you jumping. It's just like a mini mall. Check it out now, everybody. Like this now. Hey, flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Don't stop. Let's dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Let's bring it on down now. Oh yeah, I know you're gonna like this. Come on now. It's just like, you know what I'm saying. It's just like, you know what I mean. It's just like, you know it. So why don't you just come on and say it? It's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, you said it. It's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, you like this. Come on now, flea market.
Let's relax.
Let's take a relaxing break and leave cyber stress behind. Come with me to a clearing, a stream, a mountaintop, and finally to outer space. At each stop in our journey, I will share with you methods that may help you relieve the physical and mental stress that comes from long hours at your computer. Feel your serpent within, suspended now between the sky and the earth, and imagine your favorite mountain. Could be a hill, any high place where you like to be. Around and around and around. Now reverse it. coming in, in. Tickling is a wonderful way to relieve tension.
Hey, Mary, good luck getting your tits smashed today. I mean that.
I thank you for moving with me from place to place. I hope you will continue to visit these places and incorporate them into your workday. And remember, relax, take breaks. Relax, take breaks. Relax, take breaks.
Okay, we get it. We get it, sweet cheeks. All right. I'm going to show you a couple of things real quick. Okay? Okay, let's go over a couple of things real quick. These are some things to note if you do run across Sophie. Thank you to the person who posted this on Twitter. Some things to note if you run across Sophie Franklin. That's Sophie Martha Franklin. She is 16 years old. She's pregnant and missing, along with Gary Francis Day, who is 40 and a loser. She's wearing glasses. She does not look pregnant right now. She's been dealing with hives on her arm, legs, and even face. Her eye makes an involuntary movement when she chews. She's been struggling with morning sickness. She's been wearing a rose gold ring with a pink heart-shaped gem on her left hand. So that's her left hand, okay? Pink heart-shaped gem. Rose gold ring. In short, Sophie needs to come home and continue with the medical care she's been receiving for herself and the baby. Thank you again for getting the word out about Sophie. We are so anxious for her to get the care she needs, both physically and mentally. Every day we are trying to think of more things to add to help to the search. Sorry. I have some thoughts on that I will share shortly. Lone Oak County is in Arkansas. It is where Gary F. Day lives. I believe his mother might even be there. And he is likely going to be with Sophie. He is wanted. And if you see him, there will be numbers to call below. And also, you can scroll back to that flyer earlier, which has the Amber Alert tip line or 911. If you want the police phone number, I will include that in the description of this video. And I will also share this big, long, expanded flyer from the Missouri State Highway Patrol because they do believe she could also be in Missouri with him. Now, again, it has been a little over 2 weeks. So there's a chance, they could be anywhere by now. But again, we're just going by what we're given. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, aka NCMEC, you can go to ncmec.org to find out more about them, issued a alert for her. And in there, it's for Missouri specific. And in their statement, they put the Beaver Dam, Wisconsin Police Department has issued an Amber Alert for the child abduction that occurred at Beaver Dam, Wisconsin on February 3rd, 2025 at 7:48 a.m. Sophia Franklin was last seen at her residence on the 2nd at 9 p.m. And by that, they mean her parents, her family last saw her. Now, her siblings saw him parked outside, and there was ring camera footage of him idling from 5 a.m. until right before Sophie officially went missing. And the reason they know that is because of that camera footage, which we will look at again. The suspect and father of the victim's unborn child was seen at her residence at 7:48 a.m. There's no contact order for Gary and Sophia. And that is for Gary by Sophia. And the victim may be traveling through Missouri to an unknown destination in Arkansas. Now, because Cabot, Arkansas is more than likely where he's going, we're going to say pay special attention around there. and it tells you where to call. You can call the Beaver Dam Police Department at 888-304-3936 if you have any information pertaining to this alert. Again, we're going to take one more look at that scumbag. That's what he looks like with glasses. This is what the car looks like. You can see there's some mud right here. It's a little bit filthy down here. Pay special attention. He's got the hubcaps that I guess you could say a busy daisy. That's what I would call it. It's very busy daisy. Lots of petals, but also very straight and long. Maybe a carnation, maybe a marigold. I don't know. Just try to remember those. Could be Arkansas, could be Pennsylvania plates. It is a Buick LaCrosse, a black Buick LaCrosse. Looks like they're on a paved street here. Could be taking back roads though. Absolutely. This is also what he looks like when he's in his Zodiac killer vibe. This is him in his BTK head vibe. And this is him when he's just looking like Red Foreman. And you can even see, look at that. Look at that. He's got a little nick right there too. Interesting. Must get punched in the face a lot. Here she is with the blonde hair. Okay. And here she is around Christmas. And here she is shortly before she went missing on the left. Climbing a tree in a school photo. You can see she's very, very tall. He's 5'7". She's 5'9". Some more info. He's used multiple license plates. She's 5'9", 186, brown hair, about 3 months pregnant. Could be showing pretty soon, getting close to 4 months. Could have hives. Remember the photo we saw earlier and how we said, she kind of has one eye a little bigger than the other. No hate. She's got a little bit of a Jenna Marbles thing right there with the eyebrow. He's just young Red Foreman meets BTK. He's creepy as fuck. He looks like that. That's what the car looks like. Okay. So, with that said, here's another cool mugshot of this fucking loser who absconded. I wouldn't try to be a hero or nothing. I would just, if you see him, call the police. He may be wearing like a gray beanie. What those are. And he's in his mom's car. So she sounds like fun. What a good mom. Okay. And I am being sarcastic. So, yeah, I'll do more morning lives. Yes. V-necks. That was the thing. I was like, they made a merch suggestion the other day and it was reasonable. It had to do with something that also bothers me that I want to fix. Oops, where am I? Here I am. I don't know, Sunset Rising. I'm not sure about that. It's a good question. I don't know. I hope not. Her hair does look different in every pic, and add it to the fact that she's on the run with him. So she probably could be willing to dye or cut it. So that's why I think it's important to take note of what celebrity you think they look like, and maybe notice the one eye that's a little bigger than the little bit in eyebrows. You guys fucking memorize my eyebrows enough to criticize them. You can look at hers. I'm sorry. Okay, so V-necks is a good idea. I'm going to now show you how to, here's the thing. We could go over every single record this guy has, really put him on blast. But the truth is, there's a lot of personal information in these records, and some of it includes addresses. And those addresses, while he may have lived in those locations in the past, there's a chance he could have family or children who live there now. So we're not going to show these records in full today. In fact, we're not even going to show the whole record at all. But what I would like to encourage you to do is, if you want to learn about Gary Francis Days Past, not only can you go look at Grizzly's videos, but I'm going to show you live how to do basic, simple, free OSINT on this through bulk court records with only going to one website. You don't have to go to the clerks, nothing. and you can get a taste of what this guy's all about. And you can see all the records you need. And then you don't have to worry about listening to me talk about it all. And it's not going to be an 8-hour live. You can just sit down when you have your own time. You can take a look at these. So if you go to Judy Records, you're going to want to type in 2 different ways. First, Gary Francis Day. There's only one of them with the Francis spelled with the I that I could find. And it's pretty easy to spot him. And there are exactly 8 records when you do his full name in quotes on Judy Records, okay? And you can see these 8. You can learn about his sentence, his violation, all the bad stuff he did and why he's on probation, and how he beat the shit out of his family, and he sucks. But you don't want to stop there. You want to do this. When you're in Judy Records, you're going to do the whole name, and then you're going to do Day, comma, Gary Francis. All right? Now, when you do that, you're going to get 11 more cases. See? And he also has a couple of aliases. So that's interesting. He has a co-defendant in this one. I wonder if they're hanging out with Mr. Todd. Now you can see these are all Arkansas records. Again, we don't want to fuck with that. Now here's the thing. This one had the same names, but it's because it was Gary Day and Gary Day and Francis Hendry, I believe. I don't think this one has anything to do with them, but I just wanted to point it out anyway in case you guys are like, oh, that's another one. Yeah, catch lips. Yeah, me too. Me too. Definitely. Wow, what juicy things we've seen, haven't we? Fuck, dude. People are so crazy on the internet. He knows. So what I'm telling you is you want to look at these a couple of different ways. So we've got 11 records here. And then when we do Gary Francis Day, we've got 8 records. Now I'm going to show you another secret trick. You don't want to stop there either, because Judy Records is so cool. Sometimes it doesn't include the middle name. So you want to do this, and then you want to type in Arkansas. So now you have just Gary Day from Arkansas. Now let's look. 77 cases. Now in this case, this is Gary D Day, which is kind of funny. Okay. Now this one, it's Gary Day. Gary Day. Now once you know his age or his birthday, you can go through these and see this one. We've already seen this one, and it's going to be highlighted. So you want to do the 2 obvious ones first. Day, comma, Gary Francis, and then Gary Francis Day, all in quotes. After you click through all those, when you run these that don't include a middle name, the ones you've already seen are already highlighted. So you can just skip over those. And then you look at the next one, and you look at the next one, and see on this one, D could sometimes stand for something else. So I would even click this one and then go scan through it and see, is it my guy? If it's not, nope, next. But you're going to notice some on here. And trust me, I already went through some of these. You're going to notice some on here that are our Gary. Like, for example, this one. Because this is Gary F Day. And we're not going to go down further, but I will say Batesville is a place that he used to live. So once you go through these, you realize that this fool has over 60 records. Over 60. And that's just Arkansas alone. Yeah, some of them are speeding, traffic, divorce records, random shit. But that's still a fucking lot. He gets DWIs, all sorts of shit. This guy's a real fucking hoot and holler. Real bad dad, too. Piece of shit. Then, once you do this, you're going to want to throw in that F. 37. That's a lot. It's too many. You're going to keep Arkansas in there, and you're just going to do a space. Because if you do a comma, it's going to do and instead of with. Does that make sense? Okay. So that is how you're going to see all of Gary Francis Day's records. And then you can be the judge for yourself. And why would you want to do that? Because maybe you can see what other cars he has access to. especially when it comes to being pulled over constantly. Maybe he's got old plates from his old vehicles that he never turned in because legally, well, you should. Excuse me. You don't always have to, and you're not penalized for not. Some people like to save their old license plates and put them up in their garage, their little man cave or whatever, or their lady cave. I don't know. Everyone can have a fucking cave. Your she shed before you burn it down. I don't know. What are the chances that he has old plates from old cars from other family members and he's been pulled over and with them before? And then he gets new ones and he still gets to keep them. I mean, you can find all sorts of stuff in Judy records. And here's the other thing. If you take off the Arkansas and you just do Gary F. Day, you might even see other places he's been. Let's see. 42. So 10 more from outside the state. Illinois. He's got one. Let's keep looking. I'm just scanning through these. I'll just tell them to you. Because I know there were 2 other. Indiana and Illinois. And Idaho. That's another one. Idaho. Just kidding. Okay, yeah. So he's got multi-state offenses. So he's crazy as fuck. If you want to go join the Facebook group, I'll put that in the link below. But one more time, what I would like to do is I would like to show you the flyer. And then I am going to fade out into the distance. And I'm probably going to do another live here shortly after I get some errands ran this morning. I thank you guys so much for being here. And I am going to also put, I know you make me offend. I am going to also be putting up, here we go. I'm also going to be putting up those V-necks for you soon. And I will be linking Claudia's PayPal below if you still want to donate to Claudia's house transitioning fund. You can. I will put that below. And this is all the info on Sophia Franklin. I would encourage you to go check out Grizzly's videos. I will also link all the videos we watched today. I'll make the playlist public and link that there. And yeah, I'm going to replay one of the most recent news updates on her so that we can leave on that. And I would just encourage you to check out our Discord, where we will certainly have a thread there. Oh, Nancy. Okay. I'm going to put on a recent one. Here we go. Pardon me. Sorry. I'll put on this one. This is, again, the most recent one. And we'll end on that. And I will see you guys back here a little bit later today. Maybe sooner rather than later. And I just would encourage you guys, go to the big post office. Done. Oh, yeah. I'm going to message you on Twitter, Mitty, about that. Oh, why is this banner still up? That's so silly. How do I take it down there? The banner's not silly, just my inability to bring it down. All right, I'm going to fade out on this news article. So she is the last thing you see when this video ends. I'm going to encourage you to be on the lookout. Share this with any family you have in those states, outside of those states. And again, within the hour, everything's going to be linked below. And we will talk about all the other stuff later. Thank you. You guys have fun doing your errands. Be careful. Drive safe. I love you. Look out for each other. You're all the best. You're the lights of my life. I can't believe I had such wonderful kids or chose such wonderful people to be on my board because I'm Bob. I keep forgetting I'm Bob, not Dad. I am Select Board Bob. Thank you for being on my Select Board. Thank you for hearing out my thoughts. We will audit the audit once IPA gets back from vacation. All right, here we go. Look out. Let's find this girl.
Case of a missing pregnant teen could soon be in the hands of U.S. Marshal Service, according to Beaver Dam Police.
16-year-old Sophia Franklin last seen leaving her home on the evening of February 2nd. She's said to be traveling with the father of her unborn child, 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas. Samantha Cavalli has been following the story for us. She brings us the latest information and a first alert update right now. Samantha.
Well, right, Cami and Bill, since day one, Beaver Dam police have been in close contact with law enforcement on both the state and federal levels. This includes the FBI and the Homeland Security investigations. The police chief tells me that while they are still getting tips from across the country, they have slowed down just a bit. Now, it's been over 2 weeks since anyone has seen or heard from Sophia Franklin or Gary Day. Amber alerts have been issued in Wisconsin, Arkansas, and parts of central Missouri. In this new video obtained by Action 2 News, dated February 3rd, surveillance video captures footage of Gary Day. He's seen here walking through a neighborhood dressed in all black with a gray hat on his head. Investigators think that Franklin could be with Day in a black Buick LaCrosse with a Pennsylvania license plate. Day faces several charges, including child enticement and child abduction in Dodge County, Wisconsin. He also has a warrant out for his arrest in Arkansas for violating parole from a separate 2019 child endangerment case involving his own son. Now, police are not giving up to find her and bring her home safely to her family. Sophia's family has also several pictures and descriptive features to Action 2 News to help in the search. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Beaver Dam Police Department at 888-304-3936. Reporting in the Fox Valley Newsroom, Samantha Cavalli,